Welcome to Beyond Sunday at Seymour Heights, a podcast created to go beyond the Sunday service experience, exploring some of the deeper questions of our faith and offering additional content from behind the scenes and from the cutting room floor. I'm Erica, and today I am thrilled to have with me my friend and one of the best volunteers that you might not get to see, Barb Miazza.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Beyond Sunday.
Thank you.
So I have a question. We're going to ask a couple of them. We've known each other for a while, 7 years, but other people might not get to see you and know who you are. So tell us a little bit about who you are and how you got here at Seymour Heights.
Okay. I grew up in Long Island in the Churches of Christ, Christian churches that were established by the Go Ye Chapel Mission. A lot of the churches there are very tiny, 30 to 50 people. At the most. They've grown since I've been a kid, but they were very small. So we would get together, all the churches on the island would get together for Singspirations and for youth rallies and that kind of thing. And we had a camp that one of the families had a farm up in the Catskills, and they donated a piece of their property for us to have a camp. And we would go there every summer and do the dishwasher thing and do the teaching thing, the volunteering, all of that, and then have my own camp week too. And that's where Clay and I met when I was about 12. He was about 14, an older man. And from there, the rest is history. And then he went to school and I went to school, away to college, and I came to Johnson, ended up transferring in my senior year, to UT and got my degree in teaching. And unbeknownst to me, he was at Milligan at the
A rival.
Yeah, a rival school. Just never made the right choices. But
he chose you.
That's the only thing he did right. No, kidding. So, but anyway, we came back to Long Island, came back to New York, and I started my career teaching at a school for the deaf there, and we met at a youth rally. He brought a group of kids from his church, and my church was hosting it, and we started dating after that, and the rest is history. Got married, worked there for a while, and then he had an opportunity in Maryland to had a job down there, so we moved to Maryland, lived there for 27 years, and when it was time to retire, I knew I wanted to come back to Tennessee because I had fallen in love with it. He was in agreement. Anywhere I'd go, he'd go. So we retired here.
Now, we've known each other for 7 years, even at Seymour Heights, but what brought you to Seymour Heights and what made you stay?
Okay, we put our house on the market, and the very weekend that we put our house on the market, it sold. And that was in June. We thought we'd have the whole summer to prepare to move, and we had to move pretty quickly, and we ended up living in a long-term motel. So we got to explore the area. We went to all the churches in the area, and we came to Seymour, and we looked at each other. Something about Seymour was special. We were spoken to by many people, felt welcome, felt warm. We loved the preaching, and the singing. It was great. And so we stayed. Yeah, it was home. It felt like home.
So what made you get involved in ministry?
Well, coming from a tiny church, you were involved in ministry in one way or the other, and in many different ways. And my mother brought me up. She was an awesome woman. She brought me up to be part of the church, to be a worker in the church. So it was kind of natural to look for something that I could lend my hand to and felt like I was making a difference. So.
And you do.
Oh, thank you.
So everyone doesn't know you. Barb works in our family ministry program, and she prepares curriculum every week tirelessly with all of the supplies and makes sure that all of our children, birth through third grade, have what they need to really learn and experience God's Word on Sunday morning. So how has God been working in your life recently?
Well, not just a month short exactly today. I lost Clay, and God has been there all along for me, through people, through the church, through my neighbors, through my friends. It's really been quite an eye-opening experience to see the support and to feel the support and love that I felt through this time. But I've also been deeply in study in terms of, I got to thinking how God sees us as individuals. And so I've been into Joshua and into his story. And back when Joshua was called, God said, "Be strong and courageous." And then he keeps saying, "Be strong and very courageous, careful to obey all the law. Do not turn from it from the right or to the left, that you may be successful wherever you go." And his parting words were, "Be strong and courageous." So that's kind of where I focus. The other book I've been in a lot is Isaiah. And Isaiah has a lot of words to push Israel to the sticking place in terms of following the Lord. And one of my favorite scriptures in Isaiah is Isaiah 49:6. And then it says, Isaiah is telling Israel that you are inscribed in the palms of his hand. Mm. And I just want to read it so that I get it right.
Yeah.
Isaiah 49:16, sorry. And he says, sorry.
You're good.
Thanks. 49:16 says, "See, I have engraved you on the palms of my hands. Your walls are ever before me." And I think that's how I like to think of myself. I can imagine God, having my name inscribed on the palms of his hands. So he's ambidextrous. It's not only on one hand, it's like he's written in the palms of his hand. Mm-hmm. And when I visualize that, I think I'm okay. God's with me.
Alone but never alone, right?
Exactly.
So we've been talking about grief a lot. Mm-hmm. Fun timing for you, I know. How have you seen God use hard times to grow your relationship with him and even those around you?
I think it's given me an opportunity to really delve into the Word. Mm-hmm. And to really look at people that have experienced hard times, have experienced grief. In our Bible study now, we're doing a study by Priscilla Shira. And one of the points she made about Moses was that it was in the desert place that Moses finally turned his eyes on God. Mm-hmm. And it's like you can't start a new, work in the palace. You have to go to the desert to really be molded and to grow. And I think that's kind of how I see it, in terms of, Joshua and Isaiah and how they're just working with Israel. They're always so stiff-necked and just like, come on, get it right.
Every time I read, and then Israel fell away, and you're like, why?
Yeah. And then another one is Micah. I like Micah 6:8, and I like it because it sounds like a teacher's instruction. It's like, he has shown you what is good, oh man. He's shown you. Act justly. Love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. And in between that, he asks, "What has he shown you to do?" And it kind of that reminds me of a teacher.
Of a teacher's lesson. Yeah, I like that.
He's shown you. What is it? And this is what you do, and it's in alphabetical order.
I never noticed that.
Love mercy and walk humbly. And I thought, that's so that's how I kind of recall it. But that's I think he's drawn me deeper into his word. Yeah. He's made me more dependent on other people. Mm. And I am not dependent. I don't like to talk about myself. I like to just live my quiet life and leave me alone, and I'll do my little jobs, and but yeah, he's made me kind of reach out beyond my comfort zone, so, and given me the strength to do that. Be courageous, be very courageous.
So it sounds like some advice you would give to others in a similar life situation would be to dive into the Word.
Yeah.
And to do those things.
Dive into the Word. Don't be afraid to be dependent, to ask for help. I think that's one of the biggest lessons I learned, because I am not a dependent person. And so people are really ready to help and to just lend a listening ear and a shoulder, So
I know you have been that for me, and I know you've been that for others in our church family. So I'm glad that everybody gets to see a little bit of that side of you this morning. So thank you for joining us and letting us know who you are and what you do and how God is working in your life. As we close out this episode, I hope you have been encouraged by our conversation. Remember that no matter where you find yourself today, that God loves you and is looking to have a relationship with you. If you need prayer or encouragement, our staff would love to talk to you. You may also know someone who would be interesting and fun to have here on Beyond Sunday. So as we approach our 50th anniversary as a church, if you do, email Adam at SeymourHeights.org. Thanks for joining us, and we hope to see you at church.